All right, today we got a 2006 Suzuki Grand Vitara. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but we're gonna test some cat temps. We're gonna measure, see how catalytic reverters react to rich and lean fuel mixtures. So we got a 2.7 liter V6 and we got our two cats. So let's get to measuring. So this system is a V6, so we actually have three cats, one at each intake, actually exhaust manifold. It does this so that when you cold start it, it catches most of the fuel that goes in, because actually most of our fuel and emissions come from the first 2 minutes of startup, where all that fuel goes by and the cats need to warm up to actually operate in that temperature. So we counteract that by putting the cats literally right at the start, right there. See that? We put it right there, right at the start, to kind of combat all of that. And there's another one. See if I can get it right. Yeah, right about there is our cat, our second cat. About there is it. So we combat that through there. And then we just have our third cat that well, once it gets to operating temperature, we'll catch all of that extra emissions, or our hydrocarbons, our CO2, and our NOx. And so that's what that third one is for, once these get bypassed by all that heat. So our third one catches all that. The one problem we may be having is I can only measure from there on the front side, but I have to go all the way back to there, to the rear, so it might end up getting a bit different temperatures, a bit lower in the rear, so we can always just add a little bit more degrees. All right, time to review what we got. So every 10 we started up, so our startup was, before startup was 66 degrees, and our post was 67 degrees. So that's just, it's been sitting all day, not doing anything. Then we started the car, and then 1 minute our pre was 102, post was 90. Minute 2, 133, 215, 140, 228, 165, 229, 179, 280. Then we had to slowly jump, and then really stopped around minute 6 is where our cats kind of they have our light off effect, where they are warmed up and they're in use. So 190, 316, 206, 320, then 306, 307, 309, and they constant temperatures right here at pre and post. Then we ran at 2,500 RPM for 5 minutes. So we put a real low, rich engine in through there. So minute 1 of doing that, 309, 395, and then 306, 360 to 503, 440, 560, 487, 623, 500 at 640. And so you can tell it gets real hot at the end of that post cat, because it's really rich. It's trying to that effect will warm up that cat. All right, so now we brought it back down from idling. So we just did our hot run for about 5 minutes, tested every minute. So first gonna measure the first foot, that heat shield. So the heat shield's 323. So I think our headers are a lot hotter than that. So let's get under, measure that passenger side. So we actually have 3 cats. We got 2 hot cats that are right at the intake. So our next foot is actually after the cat. Right about there. That's 574 post cat. And so our next foot over, see if we can slide that direction, is right there, where the 2 tubes come into the third cat. And that is 650 degrees. And so then we're gonna go across to our main cat right here. It's got heat shielding on it. It's still 427 on the heat shield. Then post cat, 268. So now that we're about good, it's cooling off now as it goes through this cat. And then 300 at this one. Let's get under here to our second resonator. 235 cooling off after the resonator. 234. and then another foot 194, and then out the exhaust. So that's how hot our exhaust system is complete. All right, so now we've switched to a 2006 Dodge Grand Caravan. All right, now we've switched to a 2006 Dodge Grand Caravan. So we're gonna look at it. It's gonna be, sensor voltage is going really high, and it's trying to warm it up. So it's running really rich. So now let's see anything, engine speed. Yeah, let's see if we can get any cat temps. Nope, doesn't have any cat temps on here, so probably gonna be very high. It's got a lot of load on it. So we're actually looking at our short term and our sensors, our R2. They're a little bit rich because we just started up, so it's trying to warm up the engine. So how about we take a look later and also monitor our temperatures of our cats. Cat temp 800, 700. So that's still warming up, so we'll see in a minute.
Put it in.
All right, now running a bit higher. So now let's look. Oh. Look at our cat temps. Starting to climb because of the rich mixture. So it's exactly what we're seeing.
Because it's not a.
There we go. That rich mixture is causing the cats to turn up their heat, which because, and that's exactly what we see. Perfect. It's cutting fuel back because it sees that it's running a bit hotter, but we keep adding more propane, so that's exactly right. Now we've created a massive vacuum leak. Are still running very rich, so but if you can hear that, it sounds really weird. So let's look at that RPM. Come on, RPM 800, 900. It's really high. You can see that gauge actually jumping up and down because of that, trying to find a good place for that vacuum.